everyone, it's Kate from the Podline. I'm back this week with the edit. This is our weekly roundup of new sewing pattern releases. I've got some really good stuff to talk to you about this week. Some lush patterns, a new designer, something a bit rogue, all the stuff. So I'm going to get started. So the first thing I've got to talk to you about is I'm sure many of you saw them last year, Kylie In The Machine, who creates woven labels, has created an advent calendar, or countdown calendar as she is calling it. So you get 25 little boxes and you get two labels in each box, and you count down from 25 down to 0 on Christmas Day, or to be honest, you can use it for anything if you want to have a countdown to your birthday or a countdown to a special event. So they're available for pre-order if you were interested in them, and I'll pop a link down below. You can go and have a look, see if it's your thing. If you need some more labels, this is a fun way of doing it. Right, so that's the first thing, that's the rogue thing, and now we're going to get onto some patterns. So, stylark, oh my goodness, we've got some amazing patterns from them. We've got this huge drop of them, so I'll pop a link to all of the stylark patterns, so go and have a look because there's loads of new ones. I think we got nearly 20 different styles, so I can't talk to you about all of them, but I've got a few to talk to you about because they're so nice, and when we were talking, I couldn't, like, trying to limit them down was quite difficult. So anyway, I'm going to get started. So the first one I've got to talk to you about, which a lot of people in the sewing community have made, it's the stylark bell woven dress. It comes in sizes 4 to 30. It's absolutely gorgeous. To me, this epitomizes a summer dress. I love it. I love the shape of it. So let me show you the line drawing and we can kind of get into the details. So you can see it's got a sort of 1940s waistband, kind of tight waistband, gathering underneath the bust. I really love the sleeve option. So there's two options. There's a kind of bell-shaped sleeve, and then there's this sort of double, like, tiered sleeve, which I think is really beautiful and really interesting. Buttons down the front, gathered skirt. It's just gorgeous, and so many people have made it. So if you want to go and have a look on Instagram and get some inspiration and see who's made it and what fabrics they've made it in, because I always find that much more helpful, because I think you'll then think, yeah, I need this in my life. So that's our first one that we can't live without. The next one, another dress, is the trini dress. This also comes in sizes 4 to 30. This is UK size, I should say. And I think this is really great for events. I love the shape of it. So it's high neckline. It's got this really nice, there are two options. So you can either have a straight neck, or there's this lovely little band with some gathering up here, gathering underneath the bust as well. So you don't need darts. And then this really lovely kind of, is it panelled? Yeah, I think it's panelled skirt. Sorry, I should have, I did have a look, but I obviously didn't look hard enough. Yeah, it's a panelled skirt. I just think it's gorgeous. I think it's really chic. I think you'd wear it loads. And if you've got an event coming up and you wanted something, this is an option. Oh, there's two options as well in terms of the sleeve. So you can either have it just slightly off the shoulder, or a slightly longer, quite relaxed sleeve. So yeah, it's gorge. I think everyone should make this because I think it's great. Next stylark one, I've got two more because they're so good. It's the Simpson sweatshirt. So this is a bit of a transition from the dress department, but I thought this was really interesting. If you're looking for something, there are lots of things in the shops at the moment, kind of, obviously, which have been around for quite a long time, sort of lounge wear or active wear, and this I thought was really interesting because it's got so many nice details in it that it makes it quite a special piece. So if I show you the line drawing, you can see there's quite a lot going on in this. So it's got a drop shoulder. There are seam lines going down the middle of the sleeve, which is unusual. Drop shoulder. There's also a seam line that goes off centre down the front. It's got a really big statement pocket, which is placed quite low on the jumper, and it's also got a drawstring waist with slightly curved at the back. I just think it's great. The thing that I think that you can make this in terms of fabric to make it look really interesting is if you had the whole thing made in a sweatshirting, but the panel, the pocket, if you made that in a silk or something with some sheen in like a different texture, I think it would make it look really expensive. Last but not least on the stylark bandwagon, the Kenny woven shirt. I'm sure this is another one that's been really popular. It comes in sizes 4 to 30. It's just gorgeous. If you love a roughly big collared shirt, then this is a really good option. I like it because it's slightly lower cut, so it doesn't kind of button up right up. I also like that the collar is not enormous. It's got that kind of statement detail, but some of the ones that I've seen have been so huge, I felt like I would feel like the shirt was wearing me rather than me wearing the shirt. Whereas I think this has got a nice kind of level, it's kind of statement but not too full on. The sleeves are gorgeous, kind of bell-shaped sleeve, buttons down the front. I just think it's gorgeous. So if you're looking for that sort of style, this is a really good one to throw into the mix. So next up on site, we've got a new designer. She's called So Love Patterns. She's UK based. We are all quite excited about her. She is a professionally trained cutter. She worked as a pattern cutter for lots of different freelance, lots of different designers, and you can really tell, I think, you can really tell. So she also set up her own label. She's made a lot of bridal wear. She really likes kind of slightly more formal items. So I think you guys are going to love this because these are so gorgeous. So the first pattern I'll show you is the Springe dress. This comes in sizes 6 to 20. It is just gorgeous, and there are loads of different things that you can do with it. So let's have a look at the line drawing so you can see. It's got this really gorgeous shaped waistband. It's got quite statement sleeves which come in 2 variations. You can make it longer or shorter. So there's lots of things that you can do, and I'll show you one of the pictures. You can see that she's colour blocked the whole thing, which I think is really cute. But these, to me, I mean, especially the first picture in that sort of floaty fabric, I think would be gorgeous for a wedding. It's such a nice shape. I just love it. So also for another pattern from her, the next one we've got is the Joel dress. I think I've said that correctly. I hope I have. This is so cute. So let me show you the line drawing. It's got, there are 2 different variations. It's got this gorgeous bow detail around the bust. You can either have it, if I show you the 2 different options, you can either have it as a sort of 3D sticking out bow, or you can have it kind of a ruched kind of in the centre of your bust, so it kind of looks like a bow but isn't kind of so statement. But it's just such a lovely dress. I think you can wear it loads. It's sort of a midi length. The other thing that she's done, she's actually styled one of them as a wedding dress, and I completely think this would be such an amazing wedding dress if you wanted to make your own. I think it would be absolutely gorgeous, and you could do loads of things with it. I just love this little keyhole opening underneath the bust. I think it's really cute. So that's another pattern that we all have fallen in love with. And the last one is the Springe jumpsuit. This is quite similar to the dress in terms of the top half of it. You can see it's got that curved waistband again, but it's jumpsuit. I think it's gorgeous. It's got pockets. There are pleats at the front, and like zips at the back. I really love this. I think this shape's really elegant. And again, I think this is something that you could wear to an event, you could wear to a wedding. It would be perfect. So next up, we have got the Sporty 40s dress from Folkwear. This comes in sizes 4 to 30. We love this dress, and if you like vintage clothing, I'm sure you guys have found Folkwear before. If not, do go and check them out, because they specialise in vintage patterns, and this dress is just gorgeous. So you can see it's a classic sort of 40s shirt dress. It's got that detail around the waist, that kind of tight sewn-in waistband. There's quite a lot of kind of details in this dress, little pockets. I think it's got this really nice pleat detail around the kind of halfway down the skirt, which was quite common in those sorts of dresses. So they are pleats, they're sewn down pleats, and then they're kind of released just kind of at your hip length. I think it's really cute detail. There's also a shirt variant as well for this, so a kind of like 40s blouse, which is also really great, and it's got really nice collar detail on this. So that is from Folkwear, so they're definitely worth having a look at. And last but not least, we have got the Waves and Wire Wayfinder pants and trousers. So this is a kids pattern. I am trying to include a few more kids patterns because we got a few people commented that they'd like them featured, so here we go. This one sizing comes from a newborn up to 12 years. I thought this one was really good. It's a really useful item for a kid's wardrobe. Elasticated waist with a drawstring. The ankles are elasticated as well, which is really useful to get everywhere. And I think basically if you buy it in for a small baby, you can use it, well, you'll be using it for years because it's such a good shape and such a useful thing to have in a kid's wardrobe. You can also batch make them, so you can make them in a few colours as well. I thought that was a really useful item for kids' wardrobe if you sew kids' clothes. So I hope that was useful and helpful, and you've got some ideas for patterns, and we'll be back soon with another video. Bye!